So I've been reading Sales EQ by Jeb Blunt. It's Blount, or however you pronounce his name. It's a great book, but I wanted to share with you because I think it really sums up what empathy is and how you have to express empathy to your customers. So this will make everything easier once you get good at this. And so he says that you need to be, empathy begins with self-awareness. And we'll touch on that more in just a minute, but each person you meet on a sales call or service call, they feel like their situation or their concern or their needs and the opportunity that's available to them, they feel that that's unique to them. And we get into this place where we've seen so many things once we gain this experience in our industries that you've seen these situations before. You see them all the time. You see them over and over. You see, low airflow, leaky evaporator coil, bad fan motor, bad parts, high utility bills. Like, you've seen all of this stuff before, and that's why you can sometimes dismiss that as not that important, but that's why you have to remember that each person that you meet that has these problems, they feel as if it's unique to them. So we have to make them feel like it is unique to them and stop dismissing things. And not that we don't offer solutions on these things, but it's easy to just feel like, once you see it over and over again, you don't give it the empathy that it really needs. So that's why it begins with self-awareness. You've got to make yourself aware that this is unique to this customer, although you've seen it 100 times. So because of that, you may have to work hard at being empathetic. You might have to consciously be empathetic. That means you've got to actually think about it and do it. It may not come natural in these types of situations where you've seen these problems. So how do you consciously become aware and be empathetic? He says that number one is a desire to view things from their perspectives. So I know I at least said that once before, is you got to put yourself in the customer's shoes. Number two, you have to be concerned about their feelings and their thoughts and what they feel about their situation. Number three, you want to focus on serving and solving the problem for them in an empathetic way. Number four, deep listening. And this is listen with all of your senses. This opens a window to tune in to the way they feel. So you always have to keep the ultimate objective in perspective, which is making the sale and solving those issues for them. So always be aware of that. Don't go too deep. I mean, you have to go deep with them empathetically, but always remember what you're there for. When it comes to empathy, what it kind of means too is it's getting on common ground, sharing common ground. So when you're breaking the ice, getting rapport, that's a great way to get rapport, is to have common ground. Oh, I see you have kids. I've got 2 boys at home. Oh, you've got dogs? I have 4 dogs. What kind of dog is this? This is all common ground. You share something that the customer has. So, but situational awareness, of what's happening, that's going to be the key during the sales process. And like I said before, your body position can reflect your attitude. And he also said that psychological reactance, which we've already had this video, but I'm kind of putting a label on it because I've just learned this. But psychological reactance, that basically means, do I want to be right or do I want to keep this customer? Do I want to be right or do I want to make my relationship better? Do I want to be right or do I want to get a promotion? Sometimes it's our natural psychological response to react to something that we disagree on. So, but we're getting away from empathy. So I hope that describes empathy pretty well. Think about this. You've got to really put yourself in the customer's shoes, be concerned about their feelings, focus on solving and serving them solving problems, serving them, deep listening with all your senses. Also, when it comes to breaking rapport, just a head tilt like this, or not breaking rapport, but building rapport and empathy is, tilt your head when you listen to them. Lean in just a little bit. That's talking with your body, and you'll be surprised at how people will react to that. A tilted head it naturally makes you more attractive, and it also, in a lot of ways, whether it's your attitude or just your appearance, but it gives a loving feeling to that person and lets you get into their shoes.